So this was the program. So using this, we display here the clock, the digital clock, and here this is going to show the images. Okay, from time to time, the images are changing here. It is something similar to a slider. Slider, either you can use buttons. With the help of buttons, you can show the images one by one, or automatically you can show using timers. So here we use a timer. With the help of timer, we could show it one after another. Okay, so since we are learning, that's why the screens may not look much prettier, but when you learn CSS, Bootstrap, HTML, JavaScript, in that case, you can make good looking screens. Okay, so it is all actually, I mean, individually we are doing everything. When you combine all the things here, it is going to be looking very, very good. Okay, for that you have to know the styles more and more. So here we used JavaScript. This is what it's a function. You can define a function in JavaScript using function keyword followed by the name of the function. Okay, this function may return a value or may not return a value. Functions can return a value or they may not return a value. So today I show you how a function can return a value. Sometimes we have written here just return keyword. It's not going to return anything, but here it's going to end. Wherever it encounters return, so the function is going to be getting stopped. Further execution, the function cannot be done there. Okay, so here we have defined two variables, x and y. When you define like this, you can, whenever you want to stop the, whenever you want to remove the interval, you can remove it. Clear interval, and once again, what? Set interval. With that, we can do it. We have two variables. To these variables, we are assigning a function here. The function invocation is assigned to a variable called x, and to the y here. Okay, so with this program, logically we have done here result we are finding. Similarly, we are finding grade. Okay, for finding grade, we used here this particular conditional operator in the nested fashion. Okay, this is called as nesting of conditional operators. So initially what we have done, if it is fail, here the expression is starting. If it is fail, grade is nil. If it is not fail, that means when it is pass, we come to this part. And again, we are evaluating another expression. If total greater than or equal to 240, distinction. If it is less than 240, in such case, we go to this part and here we evaluate again. When total is greater than or equal to 180, it returns first, else it comes to this part and again checks here. So when total is greater than or equal to 150, this is second, otherwise third. Like this, we are nesting here conditional operator. So this is a question mark operator or conditional operator, we call it. So we have seen these things. Okay. So once again, let us review here. What are the operators we have? So plus, then minus, then multiplication, division, and percent. These are called as arithmetic operators. We call them as arithmetic operators. Greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. These are relational operators. When you take an expression, in that you may have two terms. Okay, so whether first term is less than or equal to second term, or greater than or equal to second term, or greater than second term, or less than second term, we can compare. That always returns a true or false value. This, I mean, whatever expressions you form using relational operators, they always return a true or false value. They always return a true or false value. Suppose you have x equal to 10 and next is here y equal to 20. Okay, so when I go here, x greater than 10, this is going to give you a false value. This returns here a false value. This evaluates to false value. Similarly, when you write here, not 10, x greater than y, I should write. So in such case, that evaluates to, in this case, false. In the same manner, if you write x less than y, this can give you a true value. This gives a true value here. Because x is 10, y is 20, x cannot be greater than y. In such case, you get this as here true value, sorry, false value. Okay. In the same way, when you compare x with y, you get here a true value. So like this, you can form here the relational, expressions using relational operators. Okay, so relational operators are always, they are, here binary. That means they require always two operands. X is first operand, Y is second operand. Okay, and one more thing here, plus sometimes you can use even to concatenate strings. When you want to add strings together, you can use the plus symbol. Plus we can use in arithmetic operations as well as in string operations. When you are adding two strings together, you can use plus operator. That's called as concatenation. Okay, both for adding numbers and for concatenating, we can use it. Okay, so these are what here, they are relational operators. X greater than Y and X less than Y. These can be called as here relational operations. They're establishing a relation between the two sides of the expression. Term 1 and term 2. So whether term 1 is greater than Y, second, and in this case, whether term 1 is less than the second term. Like this, we are comparing. They always return a true or false value. Next one, we have here logical operators like AND operator. This is called as logical AND operator. Okay, one more is here logical OR operator. This is logical OR operator. And next one is here NOT. This is called as here negation or logical NOT. Okay, these three operators we use very frequently. Logical AND, logical OR, and one more thing is here logical NOT. Even this is called as negation. Suppose an expression is having a true value. If you put before that the exclamation, that is going to invert it or that is going to negate. So if it is false, then it becomes true. If it is true, then it becomes false. Like that, we can use the negation operator or logical NOT operator. We have logical AND, logical OR, and one more thing is logical NOT operator. Okay. For example, you have to here we need to check, you need to choose a character. So in that case, that should be an alphabet. Exactly, if it's alphabet, you need to do something. So in that case, how we can form such expression? You have a character or something like str equal to, you have some character that we don't know exactly what character it is. It can be anywhere from 32 to 255 ASCII values. There are two types of character sets. One is ASCII, other one is Unicode. Okay, they basically represent characters. So if you look at ASCII characters, 0 to 255, totally they are called as ASCII characters. But in that 0 to 31, we call as control characters. So how exactly they are, see here. If I launch here text pad, you can see them. Here I launch text pad, here you can see up to, see this is called as control characters. This is what exactly 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, 5, 6, 7, like this up to this one, it is called as here control characters. ASCII you can divide into control characters, and next thing is here you can go with the like ANSI characters. This is what control characters you have. Then similarly you can go with the DOS characters. Okay, they can be printed on the screen. 32, 34, like this. When you come down, 48 to 57, we call them as digits. 0 to 9, you can find here. Similarly, if you go here, uppercase alphabets, they start at 65 and end at 90. Up to 90 you have. So this is the range for uppercase alphabets. Similarly, you can go here and you can check 97 to 122. They are called as lowercase alphabets. 127, 122, this is called lowercase z. So these are called as basically ASCII character set. And apart from that, you can have extra characters. This is called as extended character set. Some of these symbols represent French characters or Spanish characters or Italian characters. So those characters are represented by these special character set. Okay, so that's why ASCII we use for English or English-like languages. Okay, for English or English-like languages, this ASCII is fine. But when you want to go with the Hindi or say right to left characters, like right to left or nothing but Urdu. Similarly, you take Arabic characters. In that case, ASCII will not be enough. Similarly, if you want to go with the Chinese, Japanese, and Korean, so in such case, we need actually this is not enough. We require in that case Unicode, universal code we call. So Unicode characters are required in such cases. So in the ASCII, up to 255 you have. All these are characters. Whatever you see on the screen is nothing but a character. Even if it is 100, it is 100. For us, it looks like 100, but not exactly 100 internally. So on the screen, it is represented as 100. Okay, it is represented as 100. So one value, how much here? 1 is going to be 49. If you come down here, 1 is 49, 0 is 48, and 0 is 48. Like that, it is going to be shown for us. Okay, in that manner, they are going to be shown. So in this example, whether the entered character is a alphabet or not, I want to find. Okay, whether entered alphabet is a alphabet or not, how can I find? So in such cases, by comparing them with the numeric values, you can find them. If the given character is lying in the range, okay, from 65 to 90, or if it is lying in the 97 to 122, in that case, that is a character, that is actually a alphabet. Otherwise, it's not an alphabet. So it has to lie in that range always. Okay. And similarly, the given character is not alphabet. So the character should not be lying in the 65 to 90 range, or it should not be lying in the like 97 to 122. So that way we can form a compound expression using and or operators. And even we have seen and or operator. If you see here, to find the result, we are using it. So where is that result finding? We are finding here somewhere result. So how we are finding here in this case? Mark 1 greater than or equal to 40, and mark 2 greater than or equal to 40, and mark 3 greater than or equal to 40 we have taken. So this is what it's a first expression, and this is a second expression, and this is a third expression. When all the combining expressions are true, so newly formed expression can return a true value, otherwise you have false value. So if this is returning true value, if this is returning a true value, then this is also returning true value. This is going to be pass. Otherwise, if any one of them is returning any one of them is returning a false value. That means if the marks are less than 40, in such case, it is going to be returning a false value. That means it's going to be fair. Like this, we can use here the and operators. So we are using and operator along with the relational operators here, along with the relational operators. Mark 1 you are comparing with the 40, mark 2 you are comparing with 40, and mark 3 you are comparing with the 40. So when they return all the combining expressions, so this is called as the individual expression. This is an individual expression, and this is also individual expression. When you combine here, you get a compound expression. This is called a compound expression that can be treated as a completely a new expression that is going to be returning a true value, or that will be evaluated to a true value when all the combining expressions are returning a true value. When this is returning a true value, this is returning a true value, and this is returning a true value. So when all the combining expressions are returning true value, this is going to be returning a true value. Or when all the combining expressions are evaluating to true, then in that case, newly formed expression will evaluate to true. Otherwise, it will be false. So like this, we use here logical and operator. Okay, we are using logical and operator that way. So same thing you can do using the other mechanism. So here what I do, I can just change it to pass. By default, I assume everybody's pass. Now, instead of using if condition, I can use here some other mechanism. So let me comment here this part using multi-line commenting. Slash star and star slash, this is marking it as multi-line comment. Okay, so next, what I'll do here, I just change the expression. This expression, slightly I change. By default, what I assume, everyone is passing the exam, I assume. So this expression now I need to change here. What I write in such case, if mark 1 is less than 40, here and you cannot use, you have to use R. Similarly, mark 2 less than 40, then here again need to use mark 3 less than 40. So in such cases, what happens? Result is going to be here fail. In any one subject, if marks are less than 40, that is going to be fail. So I'm using here or operator, not and operator. I'm going to use here or operator. So in the or, what happens? If any one expression of the combining expressions is returning true value, or any two or any few of them are returning true value, or when all of them returning a true value, so newly formed expression is going to return a true value. Okay, but but when all are returning false value, in that case, it's going to be a false value. Or when all are evaluating to false, in that case, it's going to be false. If anyone is returning a true value, so in that case, newly formed expression is going to be returning a true value. So like this, you can have. This is what and operator, this is here or operator. In the case of or, anyone, if it is true, newly formed expression is going to be returning true value. Okay, but in the and, when all are returning true value, in that case, newly formed expression can return a true value. So in a different way, I am trying to do it. Otherwise, the rest of the program, I don't change here. Initially, result equal to fail, I assumed. When it is fail, I adopted this here. Okay, but when it is pass, what is happening? I am changing the logic, and with this, I am trying to find the result. Whether it is fail or pass, I can find. Let us run and see here this one. Okay, I enter here some name, XYZ, I enter. Marks, I enter this as 45, then 99, then this is here some 39, I enter. So what result we expect in this case? Result must be fail and the grade must be nil for us. Get result. So when you go with the get result here, what is happening? 183 and result is fail. Grade is what here? Nil. Because one of the subjects is containing here 39. Because of that, you have a nil value here. But now same thing we change to 40 here and see what result we get. So this time we are getting pass and the grade is actually first year. So either you can use and operator or you can use or operator. That is up to you. So by using both of them, we can find the result here. Only logic slightly changes. Okay, when you use or, it's going to be one logic. When you go with and, in that case, it can be other logic. So like this here, we do it. When mark 1 less than 40, and here mark 2 less than 40 and mark 3 less than 40, in such case, result is fail, otherwise result is pass. Like this, we can use here the logical and logical or operators. Okay, we can use logical and logical or operator in that manner. Okay, so now let us look into other operators, like we see here equal operator. This is one equal operator. This is actually here another equal operator. You have two equal operators. Similarly, you have here not equal or unequal, and this is going to be here equal. Here we are negating exclamation followed by equal symbol. So like this, we can test whether the two given things are equal or not. Two terms of the given expression or return or true or false, you can find with the help of these things here. Okay, so whether they are equal or not, you can find. Whether they are unequal or not, you can find here. So there is a difference between using three here equal symbols and two equal symbols. When you go with the three equal symbols, it's going to check even for the type of the data. It's going to check for the type of data. Now let us try to see that, how that's going to work. Okay. So let us create here another page. So operators .html, the file name is, okay. As we know, we require very first thing, the type declaration, followed by HTML, a compound document this is. And inside this, you have head part. This is very important. The next thing is here body. Okay, we created body. We created some body here. Now I want to use here these operators. Okay. Now in this code, first what I do, I just write here, enter first number. Okay. Here I go with the input type equal to text. Okay, then ID is num1. Number one, this is. And you can go here with the placeholder is basically to show user what has to be entered there. Enter a number. Okay, like this we take it. Now I want to go into next line. For that I use here a BR tag. Using BR tag, we can go into next line. Here enter second number. Okay, enter second number. Then here I take same thing. Okay, but only thing is here num2, enter a number. Followed by I go here with the button. Okay, so here I just write button on click. So check. Okay, here or check equality. I am writing a function like this, check equality. This is a function. Okay, followed by here, I go with this, then check equality of the data. So like this I have written. Now I want to define here JavaScript function. So where do we define? In the script part of the code, we can write it. We go with the script. Then inside this, we need to define the function. Function name is what here? Check equality. Function. Then this is check equality. Okay, check equality. This is the name of the function. Sorry, function check equality. Then I should have here parentheses. Now here we need to get the value from the first number and from the second number. So let us take here and try to check it. So go with this here. Num var n1 equal to here I should get the first number. I should get the value of the first, I should get the first number. So where we are going to input first number in the input box whose ID is here num1. So using JavaScript, using its ID, you can retrieve value, whatever we typed in the first input text box. So for that we go with the document dot get element by ID. Okay, get element by ID here. Followed by here, we can give the num1. Then it is value here. We put the value. Similarly, we go here with the n2. Okay, here we go with the n2. Then here, type num2 and the variable name here we need to change. Otherwise, it gives error. Okay, we have here two numbers. Now we need to compare them. But when we compare, where do we show the result? We can go to here, some div. Let us put here some div. Inside the div, then style equal to here. Color, I would like to change. Color, this is here red. I can go with the red color. With the red color, this has to be, whatever you type, it has to be shown there. So now div is going to contain the result. I here try to compare. Okay, I'm going to compare here the result. So this way I try to do var or is or equal. I'm writing a new variable or equal. So this equal to, I need to compare both the things. In two different ways I try to compare. First one, what I do, num1 followed by equal to here num2. Not num1, it is n1, I should write. n1 equal to n2 is 1. Similarly, I take like this. Then once again, okay. So immediately I want to put this into some variable. I want to put in some variable. So here var, okay, var div content. In the div, I would like to put it div content equal to. So here I just try to use some tags, HTML tags. I'm going to inner HTML. Here I'm going to put inner HTML. Okay, paragraph I kept like this. In the next line, I should be adding the data. Okay, so inside the paragraph, I can add the data, but here I can add some style. Style equal to here font size. Okay, font size. I go here with the 30px. Somewhat bigger font size I'm taking for this. So this is going to be here inner HTML. Earlier we have seen inner text, but this is now inner HTML. Okay, so then what I do here, div content. Inside this, once again, try to add this plus equal to here string concatenation I'm trying to do it. String concatenation I'm trying to do it. Okay, N1 and N2 or here I go with this, then try to type here the or equal followed by, so now I need to end the paragraph as well here, plus then followed by slash p. I can put like this. After that, I want to show this in the div here. In which div? We have one more div I think we created. Here, this is the style you have, but what we need an ID here. Dyna content I put. Dynamically, we are going to have content in this. So this is Dyna content. In this Dyna content, I would like to put the whatever result I'm getting there. So go here, then dot. What we do, inner HTML, we have to take. Not like this. So this is here document dot get element by ID again. Okay, by ID I get this. Then here, just go with the name of this is what I copied is the name of that. Then dot inner HTML I can take, then put the earlier content, whatever I created. It is nothing but here div content. So div content I'm going to assign here. Okay, when I run this, when I click on the button, it has to show that. So now let me run this. This program is here, operators.html. So come here and try to click on the operators.html. We got something like this. I entered 4. Here I enter some 5. Check equality of the data. When I click on the check equality of the data, nothing is happening there. So what is the reason? Let us see here. If you go with the console, there are 2 errors in this. What are the errors we have? Check equality is not defined, it says. Check equality is defined here, but spelling mistake, do we have anything? Check equality QUA is missing. Because of that, it was not working. So these are called as spelling mistakes. Okay. Now enter here number 4, then here enter number 5. When you click on this, again it says here. Okay. So it says in this case, in the 17 line number, at 51, it has a problem. Okay, you can go to line number 17 and the 51, you can find it. Line number 17 and go here and try to find it. So this is what n2 equal to document.get element by ID num2. So here it is not num2, properly not closed here. Because of that, it is having some error. Now correct it and try to run. Okay, these kind of errors normally we get. Go with the 4 and you go with the 5 here. So click on this. How you are getting it? N1 and N2 are false here. Okay, N1 and N2 are false. The meaning is wrong here. So what I should do? N1 and N2 equal is or false. You need to have here. Is false, it says. Okay, is false, we have in this case. Now once again, revive this. Enter here 4 and here also enter 4 in that case. So it says now N1 and N2 equal is true here. But here I enter 4.0 and let me see here what happens. It says false. Why it is false here? Okay, let us put here one more condition. After that we come to the discussion. So R equal to, we have written this way. Okay, after this, here, I come to this point and compare here again. N1 equal to N2. Okay, N1 equal to N2. So here, the paragraph part, I don't close. Okay, the next line, I'm going to be closing. So once again, let us take here div content. And after this, try to once again add this. Okay, followed by here. Okay, so what happens in this case? Now we're going to see here slash followed by P. You have in this case both the things. And one more thing, let us add here a BR tag. It goes into next line. Otherwise, it comes in the same line. So this is called as here HTML content. Fine. Now once again, revive this. Enter first number 4, second number is here 4.0. What happens? See. Both the case it's saying here N1 and N2 equal is false, N1 and N2 equal is here false. Because both of them are actually string types here. What is the type of data? Let us print here. Okay, let us print what type of data this is. Here we go with this console.log. Okay, type of N1. Type of N1. Similarly, here we go with this with the next one. Type of, right, this is N2. We try to print both the type of data. What type of data we get? See now here. Okay, enter first number 4, second number 4.0. So when you go with this, it says console is not defined. Console is not defined, it says. So let me go here with the lowercase c, console.log. Refresh this, go with this 4 and 4.5. Let us try to do this way. Okay, here if you go with the user messages, string, both are strings. Okay, I go here with the 4.0. When it is number, normally what happens? They are going to be equal. But even here, both of their strings. This is containing only one character, whereas this is containing here 3 characters. So they cannot be equal. Now let us change them into here numbers. Okay, we try to convert them into numbers here. Now N1 equal to parse int. Okay, I go here with the parse int, then type N1. First one, but second one I want to convert to into here like parse float into floating point number. Okay, this is N2 here. I'm going to show this as N2 and first one is here N1. Okay, I'm converting one into integer, other one is here float. See now what result we get. Enter a number 4 here, next one also 4, try to get the result. Both of them are equal, it's saying now. But if I go with the 4.0 here, what result we get? Let us see. Both of number types, that's why they are equal. They are going to be equal. Both of them are actually number types. Since they are number types, you get them as equal. So in the first case, it is checking both the type as well. Okay, it's going to compare here the value as well as type. If they are equal in that case, that is fine. Okay, but here it's going to just see the data. Only data it sees. If data is equal, in that case it is actually returns a true value. Otherwise, it returns a false value. But here it's going to check both data as well as type of data. What type of data? Type and data both should match in that case. Both have to match both type as well as data. Okay, now don't let us here we don't convert N2 into int. So instead of that, we do this way. Refresh it. Then type here 4 and other one is also 4. Okay, see here. N1 and N2 are equal is false, but N1 and N2 equal is true. This is writing here. On the top you have 4 and in the bottom also you have 4. Okay, but first one is false here. Second one is here true. In the first case, it's comparing both the types, but in the second case, it's just comparing the values. What happens in such cases is it is going to automatically convert into number. So when you go here and see, it is automatically converting NT into number. So then numbers are compared. Okay, so JavaScript is going to convert automatically sometimes the types. If you enter string, if it's containing only digits, it can convert to number type. That's the beauty you have with the JavaScript. So here, what is happening when you compare like n1 equal to n2, n2 is string type of data, n1 is here numeric type of data. So that's why here it is printing as false. n1 and n2 equal is false. But when you go here, just equal symbol when you use, it is looking for just data in that. n2 is converted to here number and n1 also getting converted. They are getting compared. So in such cases, what is happening? Result is as true here. Okay, so when you go with this comparison, second is converted, and in the first case, it will not convert. It is, I mean, strict checking kind of thing. It checks actually type as well as data in that. If both the type and data they match, then there is no problem. But when there is no matching here in the type and data, but if the values are same, in such occasions, what happens? It is going to be returning a true value. So what we got here, second one is true, but first one is false. Now let us change this. What happens? See. So here I just again convert n2 into integer. Okay, or float. Both of them are going to be numbers. It is number type only. We don't have any integer or anything like that explicitly. It's only number type. So let us now convert this. Enter 4 here. Once again you enter 4. What result we get? See here. So this says this time both are equal. N1 and N2 equal is true and N1 and N2 equal is true. Because in the first case, it is even checking the types for both the numbers. If the type is same, that returns a true value. So and also the value. Otherwise, we see here, we try to put something like this. Here we keep 5 and next one is 4. So what will happen? See, both are false. So in the first case, it is checking both the type of data as well as the value in that. Okay, in the second case, it's just trying to compare only value. It does not bother about the type. So because of that, here everything is false. First one is 5, second one is 4. So definitely they cannot be equal here. 5 cannot be equal to 4. So therefore, this prints it as false and this printing is also false because it's checking for value. When you check for value, one is 5, other one is 4, they cannot be equal. Okay, so this way, here you can use the equality operator with strict type checking or simple equality operator. So this is called as here equality operator. It's going to compare the terms of both the sides. If they are equal, it's going to be returning a true value, else it returns a false value. Okay, so this is equality operator, and one more is here inequality operator. Let us compare here inequality operator we take and we try to compare that. So instead of going with the equality, otherwise I take one more in that we try to see. So or equal this paragraph here, I don't end. Once again, I try to copy same thing here. So here it is like, but this time where is not required already. Their variable is already defined here. This time I go with the unequal. Here also I use the unequal. Okay, not equal is, and here also not equal is. Okay, then I append here at the bottom a paragraph like this. I created. So total we have now 4 lines within the div, given div. Okay, refresh this here. Enter 4, enter 4. Okay, so first one is what? N1 and N2 equal is true. N1 and N2 equal is true. I haven't used their break because of that in the same line they are coming. Okay, we can embed here a break or we can go with a new line. So here after this, I should go with the break. Okay, BR is available here. Then here there is no BR. Because of that, there's an issue. That is in the same line, they are coming for us. I just embedded BR and try to run this here. Okay, enter 5 and 4. Okay, N1 and N2 equal is false, N1 and N2 equal is false, but N1 and N2 not equal is true, N1 and N2 not equal is true. They are not equal. In the first case, they are shown as false. In the second case, they are shown as here true. Now let us go here with the 4 and see. So first two sets are equal, second two sets are here false. So like this, you can use equality operator and inequality operator. We are using both the things, equality and inequality. And after that, I am forming a string. This is nothing but HTML string and adding to the like another div. Div name is what here? Dyna content. So div I defined here, another div. So this is what Dyna content. So into this div, I'm embedding the data or I'm pushing data, which is nothing but HTML content. It's not actually text content, it's HTML content. So HTML content may contain other HTML elements, whereas text content, if you take it, contains only pure text. So like this, we have kept here. This is nothing but inner HTML equal to this what div content. So div content we are creating dynamically. We created a variable here, we created div content. So this is dynamically created. Into this, we are assigning the value. Okay, like this is working for us. Equality operator and inequality. Next, when it comes to like bitwise operators. Okay, you have here bitwise operator. First, see here increment and decrement operators. Increment and decrement operators. Okay, you have increment and decrementers plus plus and minus minus. Plus plus increments value by 1, minus minus increments decrements value by how much? By 1. So by unity, either they are incremented or decremented, depending on the operator you choose. And these can be post incrementation or pre-incrementation. That means you can either add this way plus plus. Okay, suppose you have a variable called p plus plus p, you can write, or you can write p plus plus. Okay, similarly, you can add minus minus p or p minus minus. So this way you can use the operators. So these are here, I mean, increment and decrement operators. Let us see that programmatically here. Okay, this is increment inc, drec operators dot html. So this is increment as well as decrement operators. Doc type declaration followed by here. This is HTML. Okay. Then here it is head. Okay, we have body. Okay. Now here I have something like a div. In this, I'm typing a value 1. There's a value 1 in the div. Okay. So here I go with another div. Inside this, I keep 3 buttons. First thing is what? Here, button. ID is post increment. Okay. Similarly, on click equal to post increment. Post increment, a function I'm calling. So here write post increment. Okay. Next, this is NBSP. One more NBSP I take. Then this is pre-increment. So let us put this as here pre-increment. Okay, here this is pre-increment. Okay, how this looks, see first. We need to go to inc drec operators. The screen is looking something like this. When you click on this one, it should increment by 1. And when you this post incrementation, then this is here pre-increment. how this works, see here. Normally the expressions we have to use that. Okay, in the expressions we have to use that particular thing. Okay, but here what I do, just use pre-increment here. Sorry, just I'm going to increment it. You cannot see any effect with that. So let us form here some expression also in this. Okay, what expression we use? Like let us write the script first. Script. Okay, then here need to define the function. Okay, this is what pre-increment. Next thing is function post increment. Okay, post increment. Like this, we define here the post incrementation. Okay. So now here, write x equal to some 100. X equal to it is 100 here. Okay. Next thing, here, I write the result as here. Okay. So I want to like add the value 1 to 100. Whatever value we are getting there, that I want to add to here x. Result I want to get in that case. Then after that, the value must be a total value you have to show there. Okay. So now, whatever value we have in the place of 1, initially let us put this to nothing actually. We don't have any value. Okay. But we declare a variable where x equal to something like here 1 we have. The value is 1 here. Okay. Now here where x equal to 1 and this is here y equal to 0. Y equal to, it is something like here 100. Okay. So what should happen now here? We try to go here and see x equal to 1 we have. Okay, x equal to 1. Now res equal to, let me declare where y equal to 100. Then right here where res equal to post incrementation. This is y plus 100 we put here. Y plus 100. Okay. Then here let us see the result. What result we get? For result also we require here one div. Another div is required. So here this is for div id equal to res1 and next is here res2. Like this, let us put. Okay, id res1. Then this is here res2. In both the things we try to put the values of x and y. Or else id is x. The next thing is here just x we put, and this is going to be here x, and the value of y we contain in this. Okay, the value of y we are going to contain in that. Now when you go with the post increment, what happens? See here. Okay, so what we have written y equal to 100, and in the post incrementation we go with the plus followed by this is x plus plus. We get in that manner. We are going to write it as x plus plus. Now we are writing for the post increment. First of all, we are writing in the post increment. Then the data you have to show in the idx and idy. In both the things we are trying to show this. Document dot get element by id. Okay, get element by id. Then here x dot value. Okay, but not value. I cannot take value. I need to go with the dot inner text. Okay, inner text because there is a div. Both of their divs there. So inner text equal to, I just want to assign here the x. The value of x is getting assigned. In the same way, if you go with the y, so if you go with the y, you have in this case, how much data? This is, you have here y. Even let us declare the value y value outside this one, a global variable, let us declare. So this is what global variable, x and y are global variables. Okay. Whereas this is what, it's a local variable. This is within the post increment. In the post increment, we have it. Now, let us try to see what result we get. Y value, how much it is? 100, and x value is 1. When you click on that, so total in the y, how much you should get? 101 you should get, and in the x you need to get actually only 1. Run this and see here. Okay, go with the post increment. Okay, so when you go with the post increment, what is happening? Nothing is getting printed. So post increment, we have button, nothing is happening here. Post increment, we have like this. Any spelling mistake do we have? We need to see that. Or do we have any error here? Let us see that. No errors, but we are not getting result. What is the reason? We need to compare that now. So ID is what? Post increment. On click equal to post increment. This we need to call. Okay, this is post increment. So both of they are given as post increment. This should be here pre-increment. Let us put this as here pre-increment, but that's not an issue. Okay, that's not an issue. It has to work. So why this is not working? See, one is what? Post increment, other one is pre-increment. So this is a post increment. Yes. Return is not required. Why we need to return here? We are straight away trying to assign to the div here. So div x and div y, you have both the things. We are trying to assign to x and the div x and div y. Like that we need to do. So here where is equal to, we try to write y plus x plus plus we are writing, and this must be here res. Let me take the res in this case. Or the value of y also you can take. Y value is constant always. So let us go here with the y. Okay. But if you show result, that would be nice. So just go with the res. Inner text it is. Okay. Document dot get element by ID. Everything is fine here. This is post increment. When you click on the button, so that should basically work for us. So once again here, refresh, click on the post increment, but nothing is happening in that case, nor it is showing any error. It is not showing even an error here. Okay, initial values we have taken x equal to 1, y equal to 100. So in the post increment, what we do where res equal to y plus x plus plus. So result should be how much here? 101. This should be getting printed here. For us, this has to be getting printed. So which is not getting printed here. What is the reason? We check now once again. In the body, we have post increment on click equal to. So where is the mistake? Can anyone tell? There's a mistake in this. Some typing mistake, typo error you have. So where is that? Debugging skills also very, very important for us. So here, when you look at the method, so the event, I haven't typed C here. Because of that, it's giving error. Not error. What result you are trying to get, you are not getting. Now try with this. Go with the post increment. It shows 101. If you go again with this 102, 103, like this, you are getting the values. Okay, you are getting in this manner the values. Now let us go here, the pre-increment. What happens? See here. So this is for post increment, and similarly we try to write with the pre-increment. Go to this point and try to here add. So what I do, plus plus x I put here. Okay, y plus followed by plus plus x I put. When I say plus plus x, what value we have in that? See that. Go with this. Post increment we have 2. When you go with the pre-increment, it's not working again. So what is the reason? If you go here, here also I'm missing C. Because of that, you're not getting it. Okay, refresh again here. Go with the post increment. We have 2 here. When you go with the pre-increment, you are getting 3. No difference. Okay, no difference. But how this is going to be shown for us? This is 8, and pre-increment, if you take 9, you have result and you change the result, it is 10, you have 109, but when you go with the pre-increment, you are getting how much it is 111. Okay, so go with the post increment. There is no change in this 111 only, but here what is happening? It's giving you 113. How that is? So in the pre-increment, what happens is before expression is evaluated, X is incremented, then the value is added. When you go with the post increment, what happens? First, it's going to evaluate expression, then after that value is getting added. That's the difference between the pre-increment and post-increment. So when you go with the pre-increment, what happens here? First of all, the X value is incremented, then the expression is evaluated. But in this, what happens here? First expression is evaluated, after that the X value is incremented. So like this, you have the post and pre-increments. In the post increment, once expression evaluates, then after that, here X value is incremented. But here what is happening? First X value is incremented, then it is evaluating the expression. That is the difference between the pre-increment and post-increment. Once again, run here and see post-increment, how it works. Go with the post-increment. X value is 2 here. Okay, you are getting result as 101. Why it is like that? When you go with this, initial values for X and Y, how much? X equal to 1, Y equal to 100. Okay, when you go here, where S equal to Y plus X plus plus. Y value already you have 100. 100 plus X value is how much here? 1. 101 it says. Then after that, the X increments, X value is 2. There is no problem with that now. But when you go here with the decrement, pre-increment, what happens? See. So next time, how much we should have basically? It should be 103 it is showing. It's not showing actually 102. It is showing 103 for us. Whereas if you go with the post increment, what will happen here? It's going to be 103, but 4 is it's increased by 4. Again, if you see here, what happens this time? We have 104. 104 that is incremented by 5. But when you go with the pre-increment, this is going to be 106. Like this is happening. Okay, so one is here post increment, other one is pre-increment. In the case of post increment, first what happens? Expression is evaluated, then the X value is incremented. But in the pre-increment, first X value is incremented, then after that, it is the entire expression is getting evaluated. So that's the difference between pre-increment and post increment. Any questions on this? Okay, now similarly, we try to go with the decrement operation. What happens? See. Here come to this point, then post decrement and pre-decrement. This is post decrement. Okay, this is post dec, and this is here pre-dec, pre-decrement. Here it is pre-dec. So we have these functions. Okay, post dec, post increment and post incrementing, pre-incrementing, post decrement and pre-decrement. For this now we need to write the code. Same code we can take and we can change the values in this. So this is pre DEC. Okay, X equal to, what do we write here? X equal to Y plus, this is fine. But we write here minus minus X. And here also what we do? This is X minus minus we write. We need to decrement the value there. Again, run this here. If these buttons, first let us go with the post increment. Why this problem we have? It's getting decremented. Okay, where are the buttons? Buttons are here, post decrement and pre decrement. There is something wrong in that case. Here also let us change it. On the caption, we have to change it. This is post decrement. And this is here pre-decrement. Errors are quite common by code. Okay. So this is what here pre-decrement. Now when we launch this again, how this is, this way you have. You go with the post increment, it is getting subtracted. What is the reason? Let us see again. Okay, this is pre-increment, post increment, but here this is what pre-DEC and post increment this is. This is wrong. I haven't changed this. I need to change that. So it is exactly post DEC I should have. Okay, post DEC. Now see in this. I initially go with the post increment. 2 and 101 we have. Now I go with the post increment. It's 1, result is 102. It goes with 0, negative values like this you get. Okay, pre-decrement, what happens? In the pre-decrement, in the post decrement, like this you have once again, refresh it. So go with the first post increment. 1 or 2, you have like this here. When you go with the post decrement, what should happen here? Result must be, you have 4 there and 103. You have a value 4 and result is 103. When you go with the post decrement, first of all, it has to add. 4 has to be added to the 100. 104 we should get. Then it should be decreased by 1. We have like this. Once again, we go with the pre-decrement. In the pre-decrement, first what should happen? The 3 must be decremented by 1. That means it should become 2. Then result has to be 102 for us. We are getting 102. So like this is working for us. This is called as your post-decrementation and pre-decrementation. So these are called as increment and decrement operators. So you need to understand this is very important. In most of the exams, they ask this question, how post-incrementation works and how pre-incrementation works, how post-decrementation and decrementation, post and pre-decrementation, how they work, they ask you in the interviews. Okay, so here in this, first of all, expression is evaluated in the case of the post, then after that, the value of x is decremented. Here, what is happening? First value of x is decremented, then you are getting the result. So first we obtain here result, then after that x value we decrease. And here, first we decrease the value of x, then we perform the operation there. So like this, you have the difference between post and pre-incrementations and post and pre-decrementations. Okay, so these are the operators, minus, minus. Always they work by unity. Unity means how much by 1 they are going to work. So this is what exactly increment and decrement operators. Now we have here other types of operators called as bitwise operators. We have here bitwise operators. Okay, this is called as here bitwise AND. Then you have AND means I type AND, bitwise and this is here, or if you take, this is bitwise OR. Okay, bitwise OR, and this is bitwise, we don't have any, this one. You have a cap symbol, it is bitwise exclusive. Exclusive OR operator. Okay, so these operators we have in this. They are going to work at the bit level. They are going to work at the bit level. Okay, so first of all, assume a number like you have a x which equal to 96 and you have a y which is equal to 64. Okay, x is 96, y is 64. Okay, when you convert this into binary format, how do you get this? So basically, whenever you work with binary, how many digits we have? 1 and 0. Okay, as you move from left to right or from right to left, sorry, from left to right, what happens? It is going to increase by 2. Initially you have 1, then 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, after that 32, 64, 128. Okay. Next you have 256. If you extend like that, you are going to be getting multiples of 2 always. As you move from right to left. Okay. Right to left means our right to left. Okay, on the computer monitor, if you have a byte from right to left, they are going to be units, 2s, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. Because this is binary number system. But in the decimal number system, from left, in the leftmost position you have 1, then to the right, sorry, the rightmost position you have 1, to the right, to the left of that you have 10, then 100, then 1000, then 10,000. So lakh, 10 lakhs, like that the positions change. Okay, they are all nothing but positional number systems. Okay, in contrast to this, you have actually another type of number system that is called as like Roman numbers. They are non-positional. Roman numbers, if you take, they are non-positional, but these are positional number systems. So it is as you move from right to left, what is happening here? They increase by 2 times. 1, 2, 4, like that, they are going to increase. If you look at like 96. So 96 equal to how it is going to be the binary format. If you look at this in the binary format, this is going to be like in the 128 position 0, in the 64 position 1 you have, in the 32 position 1, then in the 16th position 0, in the 8th position 0, in the 4th position 0, in the 2th position 0, in the 1st position 0. Like this you have total 8 bits in this. So this position, units position, next this is 2's position, then 4th position, then 8th position, 16th position, 32th position. Next thing is what here? 64 position and 0. So 64 plus 32, how much you get here? Result 96, which is in the decimal format. Which actually in the decimal format. Now same thing if you take for the 64, how do you get this one? This is in this way. We don't have here 32, just this is going to be 64. So like this you have. It doesn't have actually any 64, 1 in the 64 position, only, sorry, 1 in the 32 position, only in the 64 position you have 1. So this is 64 and the earlier one is 96. Like this you have here binary numbers. So how they are going to work at the bit level? Now try to see here. Okay, so first one is 96, second one is 64. When you try to compare these things, bit level, we need to compare. When you compare it bit level, we write like this here, expression x followed by here 64, x followed by here y. So what result we get now here in this? First of all, let us look at the 128 position. In the first number, in the 128 position, in the second number, in the 128 position, both are zeros. This is going to be here 0. Okay. In the first number, in the 64 position, it's 1. In the next number, in the 64 position, it's 1. So therefore, 1 and 1 is going to be 1. When it comes to in the first number, in the 32 position, it is here 1, but in the next number, it is 0. So 1 and 0 is going to be 0 here. Okay. When in both the, I mean, in the given numbers, in the given positions, if the both the numbers they contain 1, in that case, in the newly formed number, it's going to be 1. Otherwise, it's going to be 0. So in the 32 position, in the first number, it is 1, but in the second number, it's 0. We have 0. Then it comes to 64 position. In the first number, in the 64, sorry, 32, not 32, 16th position. In the 16th position, in the first number, it is 0. In the next number, also 0. Therefore, this is 0 here. Now it comes to the 8th position. In the first number, 0. In the next number, also 0. This is going to be 0. When it comes to 4, in the first position, it's 0. In the next position, or in next number, also in the given position, 0. It is 0. Similarly, if you take the first number, in the 2's position, it's 0. In the next number, also in the 2's position, 0. This is 0. Similarly, in the units position, in the first number 0, in the second number also 0, therefore it is 0. So ultimately, what value we get here? This is going to be 64. We get a value 64. When you go with the logic bitwise AND operation, x equal to 96, y equal to 64, you get it as here like 64. X is 96, Y is 64. When you write X and Y, it's going to be 64 according to the bitwise AND operation. Now let us look into bitwise OR operation. So what I write here, X or Y here. X bitwise or Y. So here in the first number in the given position, if it is 0, I mean in the newly formed number also in the same position, it's going to be 0. So if you look at this here in the 128 position, in the first number and the second number, it is 0. Therefore, you have here 0. Okay. Similarly, if you come here in the 64 position, the first number is 1. In the next number also it's 1. So therefore, 1 and 1 is 1 here. When you go to the 32 position, in the first number it is 1, in the second number 0, this is going to be 1 here. Like this you have. Similarly, in the 16th position, the first number 0, second number 0, it's 0. So similarly with the 8th position, 4th position, 2th position, 1st position, they are going to be 0. So this is called as here X or Y. Okay, X bitwise or Y, you're going to get this as here. How much value? 96 you get this time. You get a value 96 in this. So this is here 96. Next one. Here we take the 96 and 64. This time we go with the X bitwise OR operator. Okay, this is what exclusive OR operator bitwise. This is called as exclusive bitwise OR operator. That means either in the first number in the given position it should be 1 or in the next number. In both the places, if it is 1, it's going to be 0. In both the numbers in the given position, if it is 0, it's going to be 0. In the both numbers in the given position, if it is 1, it's going to be 1. So either in the first number in the given position or in the second number in the given position, it should be 1, but not, I mean, both numbers in the given position, if it is 1 or 0, it's going to be 0. So therefore, here we do now, in the first number, in the 128 position, it's 0, we get 0. But in the next number, it is in the next position, how much? 64. In the first number, it is 1. In the second number also 1. Therefore, 0 that is. But when it comes to here, the next position, it is 32 position. In the first number, it is 1. But in the next number, it's not 1. So it's going to be here 1. So after that, all of going to be zeros. Like this, you get the result. That means here you are going to get it as 32. So this is called as here bitwise OR operation. Bitwise exclusive operations here. So first thing is bitwise AND operation, bitwise OR operation, and this is bitwise exclusive OR operation. Let us now print this, how it looks. In the program we write and see what we get here, result. Okay, so go to this point and here in the JavaScript part I try to write. Let me take here X equal to, not X, I take A equal to like 96. Okay, then B equal to here, it is 64. Let us try to print on the console these over the value of these. Write console.log. Okay, here in the single quote I mention this is X and Y. Sorry, not X. A and here B. Result I put here A and B, put like this. Okay. Similarly, we go here and try to print the next value. Here this is A or B. Okay, not 5 symbol I should use A or B, and here it is A or B. In the same way, we go with the third one. This is A exclusive or B. We need to type that. So just A exclusive, that's cap symbol. With that we put here, I remove here or then put the cap symbol. So this should print results for us. First one should be here 64. Next one must be 96 and third one must be here 32 for us. So just run the page here, just reload the page. You can find here A and B 64, A or B 90, not 94, it should be 96. And A and other thing is what here, A exclusive or B equal to 30. I think I kept some values wrong. Because of that, it must be 96 here. Okay, when I go with 96, I get the correct value, refresh it. A and B 64, A or B 96, and A exclusive or B is giving you 32 as per here I explained. Okay, so this is what exactly bitwise OR operation, bitwise operators, bitwise AND, bitwise OR, and bitwise exclusive OR operation. Okay, so these are called as bitwise operations. Similarly, you can shift bits to the left side or to the right side. You get actually different results. In next session, we discuss about it.